Hey friends, what's up? Kaz here. Welcome back to another server Amateur or Bucket Spigot plugin tutorial. If you're joining me for the first time, feel free to hit that subscribe button. If you find this video helpful, please leave a like because that helps me out for helping you guys out. And if you have a suggestion on what you want me to do, feel free to comment in the jibbles below and you'll show up in a video just like all these people here who have requested faction mobs, and is made by Synctress or Six, I don't even know. So sorry. You made a sweet plugin, but I can't pronounce your name. This is faction mobs, as we've already said. Now, it is actually pretty easy to set up, and we'll go over the configuration and the permissions in a little bit. Let's talk about requirements for it. You do have to take note. If you're running Bucket, you need to run a different version of this than if you're running Spigot, and the author has those links. I'll also put them in the gibbles. That would be the comments or description section for you new people down below. Now, it does require you to be running Bucket or Spigot depending on what version that you run. In this tutorial, we are running Bucket because that was the one that we downloaded it from. And you can see that we have one faction mob, and he is an archer from the faction tutorial walking around behind us. So you do need to run factions or townie. It works with those two. If you're going to run factions, you need to have the factions jar file as well as the mcore jar. So you need to know how to run your factions plugin for this to work. Otherwise it'll fail, give you an error message. And you need Vault because if you want to charge money for your mob. Now we'll go over the configuration in a bit. The permissions, pretty simple. You got fmob.spawn, and then you can even get more specific of fmob.spawn.archer, mage, swordsman, or titan. Then you can do fmob.color, so you can change the color, and then fmob.order, so you can tell them to do what to do, fmob.order.move or TP. So you could actually, I know with factions you can set it up where different roles in a faction has different permissions. So you could even make it so only the leaders of a faction can spawn these guys. fmob.bypass, obviously, so you can bypass all the things. And the fmob.fmc, not really going to go over the fmc command, but basically that command allows operators or other plugins to spawn mobs. So if you want to tie this into command blocks, or if you want to tie it into a different kind of plugin, fmc is the command you're going to want to use. And the fmob.select all, it's an op only command. It's to select all the mobs if you want to get rid of all of them. So in order to spawn a mob, let's go into it. So you need to have the permission for it. Obviously, we just talked about that. You need to be in the faction territory that you have, and you need to have the power or the money to do it. And then once you're able to do that, then you just do fm spawn, and then I think we're going to try mage, and there we go. So we've spawned a mage. Just default, it looks normal. I know it's really creepy, but they're on your side. You can tell by the name. Okay, so to change the color of your mobs also have to be able to wear armor, so we can't change the mage color, but we can change your archer color. So we're going to right click on him, and then the color is different. It's not the normal Minecraft color, it's like an RGGBB color. I'll put a link in the description for the color list, but it's very extensive. So we're going to change him to green, as you can see there. And then we also can order him around, so we can go FM order after you've already right clicked on him to select him, follow, and now okay, sorry, we got to right click on him and then we go follow. So now he's going to follow us around, as you can see, and then we could tell him to stop, so we're going to go stop, and then you can actually tell him to go order, go home. So the home is the spot that they were spawned at. Otherwise, you can actually change that home spot by going FM order set home, and now this is the new home spot. And then if you tell him to go home, he's going to go back to that home spot. You can also do forgive, which is going to be forgiving him for if he's attacking some mob and you don't want him to do it anymore. You can do forgive, and then they'll stop attacking. Neutrals, all that stuff. And then you can do move to point, so that he will go to the spot that you're looking at. Point. There we go. So now he's going to move to there. And then you can do FM order TP here. So FM order TP here. And then or TP home. There you go. So the mobs will, your faction mobs will attack enemies. So rival factions, they will only attack like aggressive mobs, if they're attacked first, I believe. So they're considered neutral. So the neutral allied factions or mobs in the world, they won't do anything with until they're attacked, and then they will attack back. And then allies, of course, they won't attack even if the ally attacks them. So that is about it for the in-game commands. Like I said, the plugin's pretty simple. Let's hop over to config and take a look. All right, so here we are. You can see that we are in the server. We're actually running CraftBucket 1.9.4 in this version as well. I have all these other options, but we're not running those. We're running this one. And then we can see if we go into our plugins that we're running Massive Core as well as factions in here, and then that creates all of these things. Now I haven't really configured these at all. You can check out my tutorial on how to set up factions, but right now we're going to look at faction mobs, and we want to start up the config. Okay, not a whole lot in here to go over. It's all pretty self-explanatory. We got friendly fire. You can turn that on or off. You can have it not attack mobs. Here's your spawn limit. Now this is global. This is the whole server. This is how many faction mobs that you can have in there, as well as I think down here mobs per faction. So you can actually limit, so each mob can only have 8, or each faction can only have 8 mobs, or whatever you want to set. If it's by 0, one faction can have all 60 mobs if they want. So you can turn off alerts. You can enable or disable feeds, so you can feed your mobs so that they can regain health, all that stuff. And then here you can set up your custom mobs, or you can modify the cost of them and their HP and the damage they do. So if the money is 0, that means it's going to just focus on power. So a faction operates on power. So the more power it has, the more that they can spend on it. Now, when you spend power, it does drop your public power. And then when you lose your mob, I believe it gives you your power back. If you want to set that to 0, you can put that and then make it cost money. So if you're running town, you'd probably operate with money. I'd recommend that you make it so it costs money or power to run one of these mobs. Otherwise, they will end up with a lot of them on the server. So that is each one of those. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, pretty simple. You can disable the FMC command, mob nav range, all that stuff. Pretty self-explanatory. The most difficult thing is to make sure you have the right versions of all the plugins. So that's about it. Like I said, real simple plugin. The most difficult part is just to make sure that you have all the right versions and plugins. But that's pretty much for every plugin. You got to make sure you have the right version of Minecraft that supports that plugin, as well as any supporting plugins. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. Please leave a like. Let me know what you guys think. This is Kaz reminding you guys all, enjoy the game. God bless. Let's get back into it, guys. I needed a few weeks break.